Okay, so I'm back finally. Hopefully I will post videos regularly now. I am trying to just push through. Still waiting on that medicine, but this video is all about James Franco. If you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, you know how much I love James Franco, and there is a reason why I love him so much. Like, I swear to God, after this video, if you don't start loving him, whatever, but you will gain respect for him after this video. That is a promise. Okay? James Franco is an actor, musician, author, artist, teacher, poet, producer, writer, and director. When will your fave ever? 9 things. Then his Instagram. He continues to be an amazing person. Because any decent human being would not promote these things. But he still puts it in his Instagram bio. Most people, have 18, vegan, writer in their bio. But no, James Franco has, if you're racist, sexist, or homophobic, get the fuck out of here. That is the greatest Instagram bio of all time. Most people know James Franco for being an actor, okay? Some actors go to college, some actors don't. James Franco, he goes to 9 different colleges. Casual. So James is a graduate of UCLA, NYU, Columbia University, Brooklyn College, Tisch School of the Arts, which has to do with NYU, but I don't really know how that works, so, Yale University, Rhode Island School of Design. He has graduated from 7 different colleges. I'm going to be lucky if I graduate from 1, let alone 7. Like James Franco, he either makes you feel really inspired or really shitty that when will you ever be able to accomplish all of this? So this is when it gets how did you really do this? It just amazes me, Yeah, he was enrolled in 3 different programs all at the same time at these colleges. He was enrolled in NYU's Tisch Graduate Film Program, Columbia University's Fiction Writing Program, and Brooklyn College's Fiction Writing Program. At the same time. The same time. So, not only did he graduate from 7 different colleges, he actually taught at different schools too. Colleges and high schools. So, he's taught at, okay, I'm going to say this 5 times in this video, and I don't know how to pronounce it. It's probably something I should have researched first, but whatever. So, don't laugh so much when I say this. Palo Alto, how do you say that? It's P-A-L-O. I'll just edit it right here, So, he taught at Palo Alto High School, USC, UCLA, CAL Arts. I'm not good at writing, so my C's and L's look the same, so I'm not really sure. And NYU in both film and English departments. With, getting into all these colleges and programs and stuff, that, and you're famous and stuff, you kind of you get some backlash because people are you don't deserve this, blah, blah, blah. And of course, James got a lot of backlash. He's accused of only receiving his educational and writing opportunities because he's famous. So he replied, I applied to 15 creative writing PhD programs. I got into 14. Some of them only accepted 1 fiction writer. He also said he basically did everything he could except change his name, because honestly, if I was him, I wouldn't change my name either, whatever. But what he's kind of saying there is that when it comes down to it, if these programs are only going to pick 1 person, they're not going to care who you are or how much money you have. They're going to pick somebody that actually deserves a spot and somebody who is going to benefit their school. They're not just going to pick somebody because they're famous, because they could still be a dumbass. Kind of saying, yes, I'm famous. Yes, sometimes it does play a role. But in most cases, it did not, because he really did deserve it. Because based on his work and the things he's done, he is determined and, he's motivated and hardworking. You can't say that he doesn't deserve that. I don't see you going to 7 different colleges. So, enough of his education. we will go into his acting, because his acting is like the hugest thing ever. So he's played in a lot of different films and even shows and different stuff like that. But like what really gets me is that it's not like it's just like, okay, this is my job, learn the script, whatever. He goes above and beyond when it comes to acting. Like he goes out of his way. Like just listen to this, okay? So one instance, he met a male stripper who became his muse. He went with the man back to a hotel to watch him sleep with a doctor. He sat in the corner and watched, because he was playing like this role where he's like prostitute, kind of like gay prostitute kind of thing. How many like grown men or women do you know that would like sit in a corner of like some hotel and watch like somebody have sex with somebody for money? Okay, so for James Dean, he did like 2 crazy things for this role. For one, he started smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day, and before he was never a smoker. Okay, so he did this to channel his inner Dean. So after he smoked 2 packs a day, which, you know, nicotine, addictive, he quit afterwards. Like, he didn't stay doing it. Like, he literally like became a smoker and then stopped for a role specifically. Like, personally, I would not risk getting addicted or have that stuff in my system, like, just for a role, you know? This is why I'm not an actor. So also for James Dean, I don't really know much about that character, but apparently he's a loner. So in order to channel his inner James Dean once again, he cut off all communication with his friends and his family, and even his girlfriend at the time. Cut off communication with his girl. Like, he lived on the streets for a while to prepare for his role where he played a homeless drug addict. This was called City by the Sea. He co-wrote, directed, and starred in Good Time Max. He earned a pilot's license while filming Flyboys. I don't really know if I don't think that was for the movie. I think he kind of just did it while he was filming it, but I'm not really sure. But it's still like a cool fact, like, you know. For Tristan and yeah, that. He trained in sword fighting and horseback riding. Next, I'm going to be talking about his, you know, support for the LGBT community and stuff. Like, I mean, some of these isn't really necessarily like, ooh, he's such the greatest LGBTQ supporter. Like, I'm not going to say that, but he does, like, acknowledge it, and, you know, he's not afraid to be accused of being queer or something. Like, you know how, like, some guys and girls, too, they're like, oh, no, I'm not gay, that's such a terrible thing, why would you ever say that, I'm not gay? He's kind of like, you know, whatever, like. So, for one, he dressed up in drag when he co-hosted the Oscars, and he also did a photo shoot in drag. I'm not going to say, like, that he, like, did so much for the community, but I just think it's cool, though, that he dressed up in drag. Like, you know, it's not really, it's just, like, a cool fact about him, I guess. So, at NYU, he took classes in critical studies, and one of his favorites was queer studies. One of his favorite things was queer cinema. He said, in quotations, I think it's healthy to make work that disrupts and questions. He's talking about heteronormative stories and ads. That and shows alternative narratives. That's what an artist should do. So he's kind of saying, like, you know how, like, most movies and shows and ads, like, it kind of focuses on straight people, you know, boy, girl, married, kids, blah, blah. So I think it's healthy to, like, you know, randomly have a queer couple in the ad, or have, like, queer, more queer characters and stuff, and, you know, that's true, and, you know, everybody should think like that, but it's nice that he speaks out about that, and thinks that way. He's also talked about his sexuality before, which he is open about. He said, in quotes, if your definition of gay and straight is who I sleep with, then I guess you could say I'm a cock tease. It's where my allegiance lies, where my sensibilities lie, how I define myself. Yeah, I'm a little gay, and there's a gay James. So, like, I don't know, like, and let me just say, like, have you guys seen those pictures recently? Especially, he's, like, posted these pictures in, like, a flowery crown and, like, a flowery crop top. Like, breaking gender roles, and is that what it is, gender roles? Breaking, like, I don't know, that, like, you know, boys can't do this, boys can't wear that, girls can't wear this, girls can't wear that. He's like, fuck this, I'm gonna wear whatever I want. You know, like, he just doesn't care. Like, he does what he wants, he wears what he wants, like, he speaks his mind. Like, he is 100% not afraid to be himself. He is authentic, and he is just such a beautiful human being. Protect James Franco at all costs, please. Okay, so he is a writer, poet, and artist too. Talked about that a tiny bit. So, he's actually been doing art longer than acting, which I feel like a lot of people are surprised by that. I know I kind of was. His first exhibit, okay, this is where I'm kind of confused, because I don't really know, like, the difference, or if something's fucked up here. So, one of the things said that his first exhibit, no, I can't say that. You know what I'm talking about, though. First thing was Fat Squirrel, and was open at Segfried Contemporary in London in 2014. I suck at talking, so. But also, there's another thing that says first solo art show, so I feel like an exhibit, I'll just say an exhibit, would be like a small area, and art show would be in total, but I'm not really sure, so like, don't really know what I'm talking about, so don't, like, you know, come in the comments, like, screaming at me. You can just explain this to me in a calm typing way. So his first solo art show was at Clock Tower Gallery in New York City, and it was titled The Dangerous Book for Boys, which was inspired by the book. I don't know, there's just so much about James Franco, and I feel like the world should really know more about him, because I feel like he's so underappreciated. Like, it's like, oh yeah, he's just that actor, you know, who was on Freaks and Geeks because he was on as like the hot bad boy or something. Like, no, he's more than just that. Like, I don't know, he's just cool. He's cool, and he's hardworking, and he's genuine. Like, I don't know, it's like a guy that you'd really just want to, you know, shake his hands.